everybody, welcome back to Truck Talk here. You know, all things, if done in the Lord's name, how could we go wrong, right? But isn't it so hard sometimes when we're trying to make decisions and we're thinking about the best of even your family or, you know, maybe just yourself at home? What you surrender and what you give up may not mean anything here on this earth, but if you're doing it for Jesus, He sees it, He accepts it. Good deeds, good works is useless without love. You can do all the stuff in the world, but if you're doing it for yourself or man, you have accomplished what you sought out to do. You know, I think about what the Lord gave up daily, and I think about, man, I have no reason to complain. I have no reason to sit here and go, why, Lord? Why is this stuff happening? Father has a reason. We must understand it. I know there's pain, and I know there's heartache, and I know we all go through struggles of different things, and sometimes it just helps to talk to someone, even a total stranger sometimes. You know, I think back on, I must have read the messages over and over last night after I did that video, and just thinking, man, did I touch every spot? Did I give her enough encouragement? Did I give her hope? Sometimes the best way I know how to do that is to bring my crazy life into it. But I'm glad my life was crazy today. I really do. As crazy as that sounds, it's crazy, isn't it? But no, in all fairness, you know, it's, I am blessed to be alive, first of all. I am blessed. I had, oh my goodness, sorry about that. You know, the difficult times in life makes us stronger. And as we get stronger, we lean on to the Lord, and if we learn quicker just to go and lean on Him, and have that devotion and that life with Him. I notice even in my own life that things have changed. And the little things that used to mean so much don't even really mean that much anymore. Because we look at life and go, where are we? Sometimes, you know, in the life struggles, we get caught up on money. We get caught up on what's the best decisions. We get caught up on jobs, and we go into work, and we're trying to do the best we can do. And we try to make the most of it out of the day. Just like being out here, I try to make the most I can each day and make it count. I run the hours that I'm legal to do, and off the hours I'm getting loads for it. I can honestly say this place I'm at is a little bit different. You know, I'm not used to sitting as much. But then I go in there and go, Lord, forgive me of all this. I need to find the positive. The positive is just this. I'm not sitting at loading docks as much. I'm not sitting, getting unloaded, and we're getting loaded. It's a lot of someone, basically, they call it split load. Some trucking companies call it T-call, whatever it's called, you know, whatever the trucking company was called. Basically, say if I went to Florida and I picked up a load, and I went to the receiver, the place that's shipping it, and I picked up the load and I sat in the dock, say 3 hours. Well, my clock's running. This is the load that's got to make it there today. Well, I'm running by myself. and because the loading docks took so long and traffic and whatever. So basically, say if I get it up to Carolinas, I park, somebody else is on their way there, or they're already there waiting on me. They haven't started their clock yet, and they're going to either give me a load that they're on, or they're going to give me an empty trailer, and I'm going to do the same thing all over again. So, in a way, it's a dropping hooks, basically. So I'm thankful for that, because not a whole lot of unloading and doing that kind of stuff, which is nice. So sometimes, even in the craziest of all things that we don't understand, we got to find where God is. We got to find that blessing. We got to be able to thank Him for all that He gives us and all that He do and all that He does, not do, but all that He does for us. You know, He loved us so much He laid His Son down, and His Son laid His life on that tree and took the spikes. I don't know. I still think about it today. Could I do that? Could I physically take on a beating like that and then go get hung on a cross? Well, after you watch it and you sit there and you're going, But now, let's change the equation around a little bit. What if the person you're married to? Now, I know a lot of you might go, I would do it. But then when you start seeing the beating take place and you start seeing the flesh being ripped off of in chunks and all this stuff come off of someone, and you see the pain and that blood just oozing out of someone, you start thinking twice. What if the situation was kind of different? What if you and that person you're with isn't getting along so well, and you haven't been getting along for a few months, and your thoughts are, I'm going to go through a divorce, I'm tired of this, I don't want to live this kind of life no more, I'm done with this micromanagement, relationships, whatever you want to say. I say micromanagement probably quite a bit these days, because that's kind of what some trucking companies are. You know, they micromanage everything that you do. Instead of just letting us be out here, sometimes you go, that makes us more cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, because we're out here concentrating on everything that they're telling us not to do, and you forget about what you should be doing. So it's kind of a catch there. Sometimes, as a driver, we got to kind of weigh it all out and make sure the scales stay balanced. And that's it with life. The middle's always got to be God, and Jesus has got to be that bar that goes across that holds both scales. We have to determine with Him what goes on which side. Some things may not be ready to touch yet, so we got to place it over here for a little bit. Well, as long as it stays balanced, our life is balanced. When your life is balanced, you don't think about the little things so much. You don't think about that little rust spot on your car. You don't think about, wow, they just got a new car, and think, well, God, thank you for blessing them. Some people do live way above their means, and they struggle. But when you live where God is, and we live in the life that He gives us, we have a peaceful life. Same as I thought of many times, going, I'll be in my 80s when the house that we just purchased is paid off. Over the years, saving up money, watching it go, helping people, I don't regret any of it. But you think, there's your retirement. $1,000 here, $1,000 there, $500 here, fix this, fix that. And like, go forward, do everything out of obedience, feel that this is what the Lord truly wants you to do, then you do it. Because that money's not mine. That house ain't mine. Them cars ain't mine. Nothing in that garage is mine. I just use it. I just use it while I'm here. If it's all gone tomorrow, it's gone. If I die tomorrow, I just gotta get rid of it. I say just sell it off, give it away, do whatever you want. So then I really start thinking about how much stuff I really have. Do I leave her with that kind of burden? Or do I change things? I don't know. But it's too much. You sit there and forget about what box or something's in and you try to find it. One too many times. But I'm blessed for the stuff that I do. There's things I'm able to do because God has grace to restore things in my life. Everything makes you appreciate it more. So, a while back we have one of those water containers that you put the big 5-gallon container inside of it, and then you get the water out of that, one of the core systems. And one of the ones had a leak in it. It was sitting on the floor. About half of it came out. Now we're talking about 2 to 3 gallons of water. It's about it, if it was even that much, because it was still half full. So you're looking at maybe 2.5 gallons, maybe 3. I don't know. But still, you're right about in that area. And it got up underneath that tongue and groove flooring, that decorative stuff, and it buckled in a few places. Now I gotta sit there and tear it all up. And what are you doing? Oh my goodness gracious. For a slight moment, I'm thinking this is gonna be a bad day. Thank you, Lord, for getting us out of that, Lord. Thank you for not letting nobody hit each other, not to come into my steer tire, and I still was able to control this truck and not harm anybody else around me. Thank you, Lord, for blessing us in this day and with your arms wrapped around us and continue to keep us safe on this road and give us mercy and your grace and your love. We thank you for being with us. We thank you for being around us and protecting us in this moment. So anyways, God puts things in place, not to keep us from having fun, not to keep us from not enjoying life, but he does it so we can not regret life, to find our way to the kingdom. How many things have you ever done in life that you regret? Sacrifice comes hard for some people. And again, I'm not saying that I'm any different from anybody else. I'm just saying my life was different. And sacrificing things grew to be okay. You get used to not getting things for your birthday. You get used to not getting stuff for Christmas. You get used to people forgetting. And then come up with stories why they make it a point to let you remember theirs. Now, I know what you're saying. Yes, I agree. We are the bigger person. We're supposed to show Jesus' love and the Father's love through us. And how do we do that? By doing the right thing. Pray for those who come against you. Pray for those who do wrong to you. And just continue to push forward. Now, I'm not one of the people that if I bought something for somebody, I expect something from my part. I used to be. I always wondered why nobody bought me anything. Why didn't anybody do anything for me? I remember the family getting together and my mom passing out gifts to her grandkids, which my nieces and nephews, to the families and all this stuff. And everybody leaves, and Christmas morning I walk down the stairs. Now I'm older, I'm in my late teens at this point. And I walked down the stairs, and it was like every year I got a pair of socks. I was starting to get kind of ticked off about that. I finally told her one year, why don't you just give me the pack of socks? You don't have to give me nothing, and I'll be good for a few years. Well, how ungrateful am I? How unappreciative. At least I was getting a pair of socks. Some people don't even get a pair of socks. Maybe I hurt her feelings. I don't know. She never really said if I did. You think about if you have a person in your life, say they come home, they're not feeling so well, do they help out with the dishes? Do they help cook meals? Do they help with the kids? Give you a break for a moment if you're a woman, or vice versa these days. If the woman's going to work and the man's staying home, are you thinking about him, what he went through all day, because you've just been through that for a long time, and you kind of switch spots. Just because they've never done it doesn't mean you shouldn't. Two wrongs don't make a right. They're never going to make a right. Well, I'm glad he's going through all that because I had to do it. He never did nothing. What about if he starts going, so you walk in the door, oh my gosh, Jimmy did this, Tanya did this, now look what this, you need to do something with this. And you're thinking in your head, can you at least get through the door before you spring all this stuff on me? How many of you can relate to this? I mean, seriously. I relate to this because that's what I used to listen to. And the longest part of it is, I'm telling you right now, my first marriage, I would sit there and think in my head, and I would finally start speaking it, as I call it the vomit. Didn't make it was right. I finally start speaking, well, you created these monsters. You deal with it. I shouldn't have to deal with them because no matter what I say, no matter how I discipline them, even if I ground them, as soon as I walk out the door, they know they don't have to do it. They only got to do it when I'm home. Why they didn't listen? So you want me to try to correct something that you're not willing to correct. It's a sinking ship. Now, the majority of people have decent relationships. You got two reasonable people. Then you get some that are so controlling. I worked all day, bring me my food, bring me my drink. Why is that dishes not done the way? Why are they not stacked a certain way? Why is the clothes not pressed and hanging in the closet? I actually know somebody like that. And I'm thinking, let me see you do all this stuff. Instead of barking at everybody, let me see you do it. Guaranteed. Not gonna happen. Not going to happen. But we point fingers now, don't we? Oh, I'm so much better. Oh, I can jump 17 feet in the air. You can only go 15. Yeah, but you also, no, I'm better. No, you've been doing it for years. You got stronger legs. I'm working up to that. And then one day, they put it up 20 feet, and you're running, and you just can't make it. knock over the pole and you fall onto the big mat. You're laying there feeling defeated. And here comes that one person that you always gave grief to. Let me help you out. So we don't expect that to happen. You know, and sometimes people take things wrong. I wouldn't do it like that or do it like this. Okay, well, maybe so. Maybe you wouldn't. It's me. It's what I feel. How many people get into relationships and go, I'm going to change this person? No, you are not. Why do you want to get in a relationship to change someone? You shouldn't be anything. You're not trying to change someone. What are you trying to do? Change them into your lifestyle that fits you? Then why are you with them? You're with them because they were pleasing to the eyes? They're financially set? I mean, is there hidden motives in this? Or is it a trophy like you like to show off to your friend? This is my husband. Wow, he's handsome. Wow, she's good looking. Time passes. Injuries happen. Gain weight, lose weight. No, I don't know. All I know is you have to be satisfied with it. You gotta have the peace and love of Jesus in you. You live each day not stressing. What is going to happen? How do I fix this? Now I know a person that has a younger person graduated school and, does things in the house. Not a lot. And you sit there and think, the girl's graduating? She's not going to go to college. She was going to. Now she's taking a break. Most likely, if you don't go back the first amount of time out of school, most people don't go to college because you're out. Now this person, they were trying to get them to drive through school and get their license, and no, I'm scared. No, well, heck, we're all scared. I remember when I first started driving a car, I was terrified. But get me on a motorcycle and I would run the tar out of that thing. Weird. I mean, it really was strange. You'd think I'd be more fearful over a motorcycle than driving a car. You got doors, you're safe, you feel secure. Even though I know I can crash and get seriously tore up. It didn't bother me. I drive that thing like I stole it. Literally, didn't steal it. I'm just saying, that was a saying he would say. But you think about it. Sometimes we allow those crutches to go into that wheelchair state, like I mentioned before on a video. We got to push this envelope, that birdie out of that nest and say, no, this is done. When your life starts being controlled by this person that's sitting at home and there's nothing truly wrong with them, but mental mind things. I'm not coming against any mental illness or anything like that, but come on. Where does it come from? God can heal anything if you seek it, but most of these people are not seeking God. So, I'm applying to jobs, I'm waiting. No, you keep applying. No, you start taking that test. You start doing, or I stop doing. When you have to take this person everywhere you go, or you got to bring back food every time you go out on a date night with your spouse, there's problems here, people. What are we teaching? Exactly what's happening all over the world. This same thing I've been speaking about for a long time. This is getting out of control. The devil wants stupid, lazy kids because they're not a threat. That's what he wants. He don't want them to be intelligent. He wants them to be as ignorant as they will get. It's okay to play video games all day. It's okay not to work. It's okay to sit on your phone. My thing is, who's paying that phone bill? I always wanted to ask, who pays the phone bill for this person? Sometimes I think I'm overstepping my bounds, but I don't think I do. Because, first of all, I don't like seeing people work, and you have people that doesn't do anything, nothing to contribute. If you're sitting at home all day and people are going to work, then by gosh, you should be up doing that laundry. You should be up sweeping those floors and cleaning that house and cooking dinner and saying, here, I appreciate all that you do for me. The laundry's done, I cooked dinner, don't worry about the dishes, I know you gotta go to work, I made you something to take with you. Just saying. Instead, all about them. Sad. But in a way, you gotta start looking at yourself going, I'm at fault here too, because I allow this. And trust me, I've allowed a lot of crap in my day. Not anymore, I won't do it. I'll take it to a certain point, and then that's when I stand up and go, no. No. Especially with kids that I had in the house, and I wouldn't allow them to do it. I'll be darned if I'm going to allow someone else to come in. No. See, sometimes people don't even know what you go through with other people. Okay. Children talking back to the parents or the grandmother. We were at Walmart, and I was waiting on Darlene to find makeup. The one Walmart, I don't mind going down the aisles with her. I mean, I'll go look at shoes with her all night and day, and clothes, and walk around in the shoes, and I don't mind looking at makeup, and I mean, it lets me know what kind she likes. If I'm out and about and I know she needs a certain kind or whatever, then I'll just go in there and buy it. But this particular one is kind of tight and smaller, so I'm like, I just wait on the outside. So you get to watch people sometimes, you know, and it's like this older lady, she has her grandson, she goes, will you please stop doing that? He says, no, I don't have to. Not my mom. She goes, no, but I'm your grandmother. Listen, I don't. And he's on the phone. She goes, put my phone down. He pulls it back out, and he's doing it right in front of her. She pulls it, and he like slapped towards her, and I'm like, and he turns around, and as she moves off, she takes the phone with her in the purse, and he's staring at me, and I'm looking at him, and I'm just shaking my head, and he just kind of puts his head down and sits down in the cart, and I really just wanted to walk over there and go, one day, you're going to miss them. And I hope that you don't think about all the stuff that you're doing to them. You know, I remember life in different ways, I guess, that I think about. I always thought, am I too hard on these kids? You know, because they need to go to bed at a certain time to get enough sleep, because I wanted them to be able to maintain in school and learn and have a fresh mind when they went into school. And then I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe I should let them stay up a little bit later. But then you start second guessing everything you do in life. The coming of the Lord is kind of like the same thing. When we don't prepare, we don't get a proper enough sleep, the enemy comes at us. He pulls us in so many different directions. You could snap at somebody and not even realize, or you may go later on and say, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. But why do you continue to do these things to bring on them? Like the Bible says, you shouldn't cause your children to become angry. Same thing, vice versa. You shouldn't do things that's going to make them react in a different way. Now, one good thing about life is I've never claimed to be innocent. Matter of fact, I remember the first time I sat down and started writing stuff down, confessing to the Lord my sins. And I just kept writing them down. And I took a ruler and actually made columns. And each thing I just wrote it in columns all the way down. I remember flipping the page over going, wow. And I just kept writing. Just kept writing. And I went to the next page. Just kept writing. Just kept writing. Before you know it, I'm on three pages later. And I know some of you are probably thinking right now, going, oh, come on, that's impossible. Oh, yeah? You ever sit down and try it? You'd be surprised. Some of the thoughts. Some of the actions, some of the things you start doing deliberately to make someone have a bad day. Spitefulness. You know, you go into spitefulness. Man. I remember, honestly, I did this. I'm not proud of it, but I did it. Because at the time, my ex worked in the same building I did. Now, I was the supervisor of the maintenance and safety and all that stuff. Then I ended up taking over her position to another company, and that's why I said I worked from 4 o'clock to 10 o'clock at night. I was exhausted, to say the least. Especially having 2 teenagers at home and coming home and cleaning and stuff, and you know, for them to have a cell phone, they had to clean. That was even a chore sometimes. It's like, why am I paying for a cell phone? But I would literally go in there and I would, you know the magnetic paperclip things? You shake them up, the little paper clips get stuck on the magnet and you just pull them out. I took it one day because I was there late. And I was taking a break, and I was thinking about tomorrow, the inspections and stuff I had to do on the building, because I had everything they do because the state, it's a nursing home. And I was getting ready for the state surveys and stuff to come in. Anybody that's in that field, you understand this, especially even hospitals, I would imagine, perhaps the same thing that happened. They come in, check the fire doors, make sure they're latching, make sure the emergency doors are open properly. You know, all this stuff. Well, I was so mad that, because I got so sick of listening to that. Because we shared it off. I don't know if I said that. I was so sick of listening to stupid little things that she would do to irritate me. So, I dumped all the paper clips out and I hooked them all together like a big giant snake. I stuck them back in there. And I twisting them all around in there to where the first one would come up. She's going to pull it. It would only go so far. And I super glued the lid on. So you couldn't physically open that lid, pull that top box of that lid on. I would take the dispenser out and I would put an empty spool, I guess, whatever you want to call it. I do it all the time. And I'd sit over there and just watch it go to get taped. I would take the staplers, open the stapler up and bend the staples in to where they wouldn't come out. They would jam up the stapler. It was electric. So that thing was always messed up. And I was the one doing it. You need to fix this. You need to write it on the report and put it in the book for repairs. I'll get to it when I get to it. I'm telling you, you start writing this stuff down and now you start to see, oh man, then I gotta sit there and go, Lord forgive me for this, Lord forgive me for that, Lord forgive me for this, Lord forgive me for having that thought, Lord forgive me for being cheerful when she's upset. Or laughing. Going in the other room and laugh. I had some crazy thoughts, people. I told you I was not the best of the best person to be around. Evil is evil. Evil is unpredictable. Evil is like trying to say you know what the waves of the ocean is going to do during high tide. Good luck. Then you think about when you're having a conversation with someone and they're going through suffering. And I think about, hey, I allowed the devil to control me again. That's why I have compassion today for people who go through suffering and their hearts aching. Say it too shall pass. It'll make you stronger. It'll make you really lean on him, and sometimes it's the best way to be. Then your eyesight starts going and you realize how old you feel. Some days I feel like I'm about 70 years old. And then I start thinking, well, Darlene's getting ready to turn a year older. You know, I never thought I'd make it to 51. Never thought I'd make it this old. And now I regret it. A lot of things that I've done in life. No. I tell you, I pray harder. I pray harder now for the Lord to take me out of here. Because I start thinking, going, I think about cancer, and I hear people tell me their stories about cancer, and I think about what Darlene went through. I'm going, what if something happens to me? After the fact, let's just say she passes away before me. You ever think about stuff like that? Like, there's no one else there. What if I can't move? Nothing's more humiliating when you gotta have someone come and help you go to the bathroom. You ever get so sick that you need someone to help you wipe yourself and get back to a bed? I remember plenty of times that's happened to me and I didn't have anybody around me. I remember crawling into the bathroom. Sometimes I remember just laying down on the floor and just sleeping. It's true. Count your blessings. people that you got in your life. I hope some of you that have teenagers, I hope you can get them to sit down and watch these videos and let them really start looking at the gratefulness of a single mom or a single dad or two parents that truly love them. And I know some of you may be hurt because of divorce. Well, the he's making parents go through divorce left and right. And because we're allowing it. And I know some of you single moms are struggling going, I'm just thankful another day there was food on the table. I don't even know how I'm gonna pay the bill on the 15th of this month when it comes in. I have no idea. But I keep calling on you, Jesus. Help me. You know, sometimes when you're crying out, someone's reaching out, and you go, but the devil puts false thoughts and stuff in your head. You may be missing that opportunity. It goes back into that story that I was telling you guys, well, that joke, anyways, about the man in the 3 boats. And in the end, you know, God, why didn't you save me? I sent you 3 boats. I can't help it you didn't get on either one of them boats. And then I'm thinking, now I wouldn't be up in heaven going, God, why didn't you save me? I'd be like, God, thank you for saving me and bringing me here. I didn't have to go to the other place. Think about it like that. Maybe I would be like, nah, it's all right. I'm going to go home and be with God and Jesus. Thank you. What about if there was a shark coming up and you seen the shark thing coming out of the water? Wait a minute. Or would you go, oh Lord, protect me in this trial and tribulation I'm about to go through? See, sometimes that's how I think. When things are happening, I visualize things like a shark, or a rabid dog, or an ape, or so. I mean, I really do. I think about that. And then I use whatever the issue is, that mountain in my life, and I lay it at his feet, and it becomes a single grain of sand. He says, now where's your mountain? I said, nowhere, that I laid it with you, Lord. Okay. Now let's look at this. Why is this so tough for you to understand? Well, Lord, because I don't feel like I'm accomplished. I don't feel like I can provide. There's so many things that I don't understand. Like, so many things I want to do. So many things that I thought I heard you saying. And I. Well, maybe he was saying that stuff. I never thought about asking, did you truly say these things? Instead, I'm too busy moaning and groping and complaining about everything under the sun. The wind didn't blow fast enough today. It's too hot today. It's raining too much. I don't want to mow the lawn today. I don't want to feed the dog today. I don't want to wash the car. I don't want to put air again in the tires. I'm sick of them leaking in. Well, at least the tread's good. Well, at least the tires are still on there and I don't have to fix something. I'll go put some air in the tires. Because that's the right thing for me to do. Cover all areas of my responsibilities before I leave. Isn't that what we're supposed to do? I tell people all the time, it's like, how is your guys' relationship with her? I said, I didn't marry a mom. I didn't marry a maid. Being a picky person that I am, I like certain kind of foods, I like stuff. I'm just sitting there thinking in my head going, no, this is, maybe it was. Yeah, it was. know, let's just put an exit sign and put a big giant construction sign right in front of it. Oh, two semis had a boo-boo. Oh my goodness. This is a little ridiculous. But that's just how this goes. But anyways, you know, my responsibilities is to watch over the house. Make sure everything's in order. Make sure that we are where we're supposed to be under the Lord each day. You know, it doesn't matter if things in my life that I thought was ever going to take place. You know, once you become married, it becomes an equal agreement. It doesn't matter what I give up on and what I push forward in another direction. That's just how we should do it. But it's not just give. It's got to be a 50-50. Where you meet in the middle and you both are satisfied in life. Nowhere in there that I say, I'm going to change this, I'm going to change her here. No, who am I? Decision sometimes turns into a stressful moment when you go, oh, why didn't I get off of it? Last time I come through here, that sign was dead. And I can read that it was the exit. See, that's what the devil does. He puts this stuff up because he wants a different reaction. He wants me to go into that complaining mode. He wants me to go in there. And I'm just going, no, I'm not doing it. I don't care. This happened, I figure it out. Even if I got a backtrack. So that's where I'm at, backtrack. And I know a lot of this happens to people when they're traveling. I know traffic, and you look at this time of day, and we go, just slow down. Now there's days that I'm tired. There's days that I just get so frustrated after driving through this all day, and I don't handle it this well. And not just because I'm doing the video right now and I'm acting like this. No, there's some days on some videos you can literally see the frustration. You can really see the difference in how I respond or how I act towards things. It's not so great sometimes. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm human. That's why, literally, sometimes when people say this stuff is scripted, I'm like, are you kidding me? This ain't scripted. This is truly who I am. Indiana is I don't know how I feel bad for people, you know, because of this construction. Some areas I go into, I'm telling you, I am starting to love Ohio construction over some of these other states' construction. I would literally go cuckoo with some of this. I mean, literally go, are you kidding me right now? with some of this construction. It's ridiculous. I'm just saying, like stuff like this. It's like, get off here. They got all these construction barriers up, and they close the exit. Now, let me ask you, does that make any sense? Why do you have to close off an exit? Why can't you just close off everything to that point and leave it open? Because you're not doing any work on that exit. So why can you not still have it? Until you need to go past that, then close it off. Maybe if you work on the other side so far up and then leave that area as open, you would never have to close it off. But I don't know, maybe I just think outside of a box sometimes and go, it makes too much sense, it's too easy. Instead, we make things more difficult because there's probably a good reason why they don't do it that way, but I always say, well, I think it'd be a lot easier if you work from the barrier this way to this point, and from the barriers this way to this point, fix all of that. Even if you had to close off that bit of road there to fix it, you still then can use an exit here coming this way into that turn. And it doesn't change all these events. As I look down at the remaining miles now, and I went from 3 miles to 8 miles. So that shows you how far that this construction is jacked up that I got to go back around. But is 5 miles really worth getting upset about, screaming about, and raising my blood pressure, and wanting to go back there and take a nap? I'd like to. Some days out here, it's just like you just go, oh. But I stay in prayer. I stay in prayer for the real reasons why I'm here and why I'm doing this. You know, I never want anybody to pat me on the back or anything like that. You know, there's reasons why I do what I do. As long as I'm able to do it, I'm going to do it. You know, because in a way in life, I look at it going, I'm blessed to still be here. And if I can make someone else's life easier and just see a smile, then all this nonsense out here is worth it. If I can be out of the equation and God restores things, if that's what He wants to do, then this is all worth it. I told you, like BJ and the Bear. I think when I come back out, I'm gonna bring Georgie out, but oh, my little pal. You ever really think about life? You ever think about the Bible and how everything's laid out and different patterns and things that we do? And you ever sometimes really go into praying and just like start repenting, and you go into that time frame of repenting, and you just feel different? Sometimes I wonder why I can't stop doing some of the stuff I do, why I have some of the thoughts I have. And then I just hear the Lord say, just stop doing it. I'm trying to help. And then I start looking for the boats. You know, I had a dream last night about flooding waters, and I ended up back at the house. And I remember going into the garage door wouldn't open, And I went in through the back door and I kicked the door open. Wouldn't take much. I got in the garage and I'm looking around the garage. I'm like, ramsacked. That's why I wouldn't open, because there was stuff laying all over the garage door and it wouldn't open. Plus there was no power on, so you'd have to release it by hand. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking all around. The pantry shelves that we have out there were empty. And I'm like, wow. I remember running into the house and just grabbing my backpack and putting first aid kits and stuff in there, and little hacksaw fold out knife thing that I got, my hacksaw blades, and I'm going through there. Darlene's got this one blanket. I grabbed it, grabbed Georgie, and I shoved them in there. And I remember that I had these like Slim Jim thingies on this one. They fell behind the shelf, and I said, well, the shelf's not moved, so nobody probably found it. So I threw the shelf out of the way, and I'm grabbing them, and I'm like grabbing all this stuff as fast as I could grab it. Grabbed rope, rolled up a sleeping bag, and took the string, and I tied it to the bottom of it, and I grabbed this tent I unfolded the rods and shoved it down inside there. Made a strap, and I threw the strap over me and I took off. I just took off. You know, you think about dreams, you think about stuff. You know, there was stuff being destroyed everywhere. Everywhere. I've seen like jugs of washer fluid, but they had this like odor stuff in these things. They were taken out of 55-gallon drums that they were shipping across on these barges and putting them on trucks and delivering them to different places. And it was killing. They were putting it in the water source, and it was killing the crops, killing people, killing our livestock. It was disgusting the way these animals look. And I'm thinking, I ain't drinking that. How do you survive? Well, if any of you have been watching these videos, you know where I went. I started drinking cactus water. And I started filling up these. I don't even know where I got them. I don't remember them in a dream. I don't remember picking them up. But I started filling up these jugs. I had this tap thing that I would shove in there, and I would open it. But it was weird. I took it off of the house, and before I left, I sharpened up the end of the pipe into like a arrowhead type thing. I'd shove it in these cactus and turn it on, and I'd fill up these bottles. As I went down through there, I would hide these bottles into different parts of these caverns behind slate. Wow, this guy's trying to get over, and this semi truck is just laying on the horn. Like, beeping the horn once wasn't enough. No, we're just going to continue to blow the horn. And then you get people passing us on the right-hand side that is not supposed to be passing there, trying to get down to the exit so they don't got to sit in this traffic. See what happens? I mean, look how crazy this gets. Put someone's life at risk so you can go up there and make a bigger headache instead of just waiting in line. I wish sometimes on these exit ramps, after you get so far into them, they had like they do when you're bowling and you can put them bumper guards up. I think that's what they should do on stuff like this, so people can't get in there and be trapped up in Not saying it's right, people. I'm just saying, wouldn't that be something? We wouldn't have to worry about it. But anyways, I'm filling up these bottles and I'm stashing them. And I'm putting stuff all over the place. I'm hiding up inside of, not just in these caves, but I'm hiding stuff up inside of like hollowed out stuff, and I'm putting my tools and stuff in there, my sleeping bag and stuff like that. It's like every time I have these dreams, I get more and more information. You know, one thing that I didn't tell you guys a while back about these dreams, the Lord told me, I believe the Lord's going to lead me here. I really do. Not because of punishing. I think to lead people, to help them. These ones that were both sides. But He also showed me that I would have food. He's also showed me that I would have favor and I would not be harmed. Like we'll skate right past people and not be seen. Maybe it's just one heck of a dream. Like I said, if I could make a movie sometimes, whew, I wonder if it would change the world. I wonder if it would make people really look at their lives and all the sin and all the stuff they have in their lives. I don't know. Maybe it would. Maybe it would. Some people think this is heaven's not real, devil's not real, none of this stuff is ever going to take place. The Lord ain't coming. Well, that's what the Bible predicts. We would get to a point that Jesus is never going to come. I'm hearing people say it. I've heard a pastor say it. I don't think He's going to come to rescue us from this. Well, disbelief. Disbelief is what the devil wants to keep us in. It's crazy. Day by day, people. But we still have a few hours in this day before some of you let's start laying down. I know I'm an hour behind everybody right now. If you're in Eastern time, anyways. I'm in Central time. It's pretty cool that some people used to tell me where they were from, like Canada and stuff like that. I'm like, wow, Canada. Some person told me they were from the UK, Brazil, China. I'm thinking China. Wow, it's made it all the way over to China. And that's something. I hope it's doing good. But either way, one step at a time. One clink, 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 clink at a time. That's what makes it exciting. Crazy thing is, I gotta get off this, loop back around, and come back on the other side. That's worse than this side. Oh boy, trucking was easy. Everybody did it. I don't know about that. It's a different world out here. I can say at least I'm not shifting gears and putting my body through all that stress and holding down a clutch pedal right now. Oh, I'm very thankful for all that. Oh, I see why he pulled over. Because he was riding up on the right side too, and this guy pulls over. I'm thinking, why he's jumping out there? I don't see anything coming out the bottom of his car, anything, water or anything. And he's pushing around on the hose. It's like he's doing something. and the cop pulled over 3 cars that were flying up on the right-hand side, pulled them over, probably giving them tickets for doing what they're doing. So this guy jumps off to make it look like he's looking into his hood, because he keeps looking back where the cops are. Oh, wow. Wouldn't it have been easier just to put your turn signal on and get back over? I think so. But anyways. So guys, I just wanted to give you my daily thought on things and let you really think about life and appreciation. I'm going to give you more in the next one. I think I left the tablet at home. I don't think I brought it. But anyways, I'm going to have Darlene send me the scriptures on it. Maybe I'll do it when I go home. I know the one was Leviticus. I don't remember what the other one was. But daily nuggets. Gather them up. Let's keep them. Let's keep them until it's time to cash them. This is so confusing. Gotta be going fast enough for that. Look at these people, they just cut you off. Yeah, I don't care. This big truck will let me over. Run him off the road. Anyways, guys, God bless you. Thank you for being a part of this day. I hope that God is blessing you today. I hope that your life is going good. I hope that you have no pains and sufferings today. I hope that your bodies are strong and you're healthy. I hope that your sorrows are disappearing. And I hope that God's bringing peace and restoring things in your life. And I hope that your lives are getting back on track, back into a normal from whatever that you've gone through. I hope that you went through that storm and you're seeing the hands of God work and the favor that He's given you. You know, may each thing that you do represent what He has done for you. And let us walk in faith and trust and know that He's still in control. No matter what this world says, let us just look for Him and say, I know my Lord is still in control. I know He is still working. Even though the world may say not, then I know He's there. I know He's the God of possible. I know His Son went to the cross for me. And I know no matter what, I am going to be blessed in this day, and I'm going to be loved in this day. Whether no one else on this world loves me, I know He does. And I know He sent the perfect love, and that's through Jesus Christ. So have a peaceful day and a peaceful night, depending on whenever or a peaceful morning, if you're just waking up and you just happen to stumble across this. I thank you for being here. I thank you for being on this journey. God bless you. Love you. Until the next one.